So, welcome, Shakura. Welcome to the initiation of the Rite of the Womb, Kisma Karpay. So, it's my honor to be the one to transmit this beautiful rite to you, one of the most important rites of the Munay-Ki. And I would love to start the session with a little bit of reading, reflections, and a little bit of talking before we initiate the transmission itself. So welcome once more, and this is the Rite of the Womb, Kisma Karpay. And it's like a living transmission of the dark feminine, the universal mother, and the healing power of creation. So the Rite of the Womb is this ceremonial return, a return to what once was honored by every living creature, that placed the feminine at the center. So this is the 10th and the final transmission in this luminous river of the Munay-Ki rites. And of course, this is flowing from the high mountains of the Quero nation in Peru, which are the descendants of Inca and keepers of the flame of wisdom, passed on in secrecy 500 years after the conquests. So this rite, though it's the last in sequence, it's the first in origin. So, as we know, all things are born of the womb, all galaxies, even all initiations, all awakenings. So, in receiving the Kisma Karpay, we are restoring what was hidden, what was buried, what was bruised in our body's knowing. And we are not creating a story. We are remembering this original story that lives in your cells, your dreams, your bloodline, and your pots. So this rite is focused on the energetic womb, which is your creative center. And this is the space which all potential flows from. So the architecture of your being remembers how to give birth to life, to ideas, to visions, to people, civilizations, movements, and even miracles. So this memory is not only individual and within you, it's also collective. And it stretches back through the bloodline of all who have carried this rite and all who have lived this life within. If we look at the universe as the great womb, the science tells us that the universe was born of an expansion. And every expansion emerges from a singularity. And this is the point of no size, but it's like kind of infinite density. And this is the womb of the cosmos, a feminine matrix of potential, which is kind of silent and invisible as well. And it's also gestating space, time, light, and form even. So the universe is a womb, vast, intelligent, and alive. And just as the fetus is nourished by amniotic fluid, we are nourished by this field of creation itself. And this field is encoded with intention, with rhythm, and with the pulse of becoming. So, in the Andean tradition, Pachamama is not only Mother Earth. She's this sacred womb of all manifestation. She gives birth to mountains, to memories, and also to myths. To the mountains, which they call the apus, which are her bones, and the rivers, which are her blood, and the winds, which are her breath, and the fire, which is her womb's transformation. So when we speak of the rite of the womb, we are not only touching this personal area, we are not only healing a personal wound, we are sinking fully with ourselves to the womb of the cosmos, returning to this archetypal order where the feminine as source, space, and sanctuary stands as the leader. Archetypes of the feminine and keepers of creation were always present in this great wheel of creation. So the feminine does not appear as this figure, but it's kind of like a collection of forces. So we can make a few examples. So, for example, the maiden which dares to dream, the mother who births and nourishes, the queen who is governing with vision, and then, for example, the crone who remembers the cycles and sings to the dead even. So this dark feminine who dissolves all illusions and in a way brings the truth both through the night and day, touching the light and the dark. So these archetypal forces are not separate from you. They are you. They are your voices, your moods, your tides. And when your womb is cleared, well, these archetypes then they return to their rightful place, to their rightful throne. And you begin remembering then that you're both the temple and the priestess and the flame which is tending the, the whole temple. So even in psychology, Shakura, transpersonal psychology, for example, or Jungian psychology, it's acknowledged that we are carrying this collective unconscious within us. And this is this dark soil, which is symbolizing these forces of the great dark feminine. So this rite is reactivating these symbols as living energies. So you may see these energies as Mother Mary Magdalene, maybe as the fierce Kali, or as Isis, even as Pachamama, even as the Virgin, or the whore, or the warrior. So these are all masks of the same deep river, which is within this feminine force of creation. And we can call this force a force that creates, destroys, and then also reweaves all this reality in a way with her breath and with her reappearance in the modern time. So connected to this surrender to the dark feminine archetypes and the collective unconscious. The feminine pathway of healing is one of incubation and not of escalation. So the feminine is not racing to the light. She's guiding us into this womb of night, into this dark womb, into stillness and even darkness. And these depths are kind of like this breath of our becoming. For example, in comparison, masculine traditions emphasize the climb to enlightenment, to God, to transcendence, while the feminine rites emphasize descent into Mother Earth, into the body, into the void, the unknown. And this rite then initiates you to descend within this great realm, to gather power and gestate this power. But there's a paradox here I want to mention. Through this descent, you will be rising. So the neuroplasticity of your brain will change as you reconnect to the womb. Your body is beginning to regulate better. Your immune system will be strengthened. Your intuition will be blooming. And this rite is not only emotional or spiritual, it's also very much physiological. And it will teach your body what it means to trust again. That makes this rite really a sacred reversal. So the words in this rite by the transmission are very simple, but really make a huge statement. And those are: the womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is a place to create and give birth to life. So Shakura, when we speak these words, they're spoken into the field, into the great mystery, into the womb. So they begin to unravel trauma. They begin to unravel grief, ancestral heaviness, sexual shame, and even all these other forms of stored memory that is not serving your highest creative essence and your highest good. So Shakura, traditionally, this rite is passed from woman to woman, but it may also be held in ceremonial reverence by any soul who has activated this womb of consciousness, which I did. So this womb of consciousness is this field of intuitive creation that it belongs to everybody, regardless of gender. So the transmission of this rite within you, once you have received it, there may be some certain, signs of change in your body physiologically, mentally, emotionally, even in your energetic field. So you may maybe feel a little bit more heat at times. You may even come through periods of a little bit more crying, tears, You may have prophetic dreams, visions. And sometimes you may feel nothing but silence. But do not mistake this for emptiness, because the womb will teach you that the birth of the new world is beginning in the womb of yours, anew. So you will, in a way, become a guardian of life, a midwife of destiny, and you will become a witness to your own divine unfolding and growth. So, in deep gratitude to the lineage, this rite comes to us from the Quero nation, descendants of the sacred Inca. And with the permission of the lineage, through the Four Winds Society, we honor and bow to the lineage carriers who kept this rite alive. And we are humbly, in a way, just transceiving and receiving the Rite and its transmission as being channels, the hollow bones. So this Rite is actually alive because they protected it. And now it is passed in the Western world with love and with sacred care, also to you. So very soon we will begin, and let's just have a few minutes of deep breath within our belly, and I invite you to connect to your heart space for a few minutes with me so that we can align for our ceremony. So let's drop down into our breath for a few minutes, and let's breathe deeply, both of us. Dear Shakura, we have gathered here today to transmit the rite of the womb to you, to your light body, as this sacred seed of creation, healing, and your sovereignty. And I would like to ask you for your permission to initiate you in the rite of the womb. Do I have your permission, Shakura?
You have my permission.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, calling upon the Great Spirit and the Great Mother Earth to be present with us in this ceremonial space. Calling upon the lineage of healers of the Kara nation to be present with us in this space of ceremony, to assist us in the transmission of the rite of the womb, to protect our medicine space. And let's also call upon the four directions. We welcome Great Mother Serpent from the south to enter our medicine space and enlighten our endeavor. Welcome. And from the west, Mother Sister Jaguar, join our medicine space, Mother. We welcome you. Aho. And from the north, the hummingbird, Shivar Kanti, join us. Join us with your sweetness. And join us with the ancestors, and may they warm their hands by our fires. Welcome, hummingbird. And from the winds of the east, eagle, condor, the great visionary, join our medicine space and infuse us with your greatness. Aho. So, Shakura, I invite you to place your hands on your womb now, and I will begin the initiation. The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is a place to create and to give birth to life. The womb is not a place to store hate or pain. The womb is a place to create and to give birth to life. The womb is not a place to store hate or fear. The womb is a place to create and to give birth to life. And Shakura, now it's your turn to touch my luminous body belly and also invoke the same. So, the womb is...
Can you place your hands on your womb area of energetic heart place?
Yes, thank you.
The womb is not a place to store fear or pain. The womb is a place to create and give birth to life.
Thank you, Shakura. You have been initiated into the rite of the womb. I blow this into my mesa and the prayer of creation. May this rite of the womb pass through you with integrity and love. It is my deep honor. Shakura, you are initiated into Kisma Karpay. Welcome home.
Thank you. Beautiful.